Available now. Link below.
In tonight's must-see special report, we unveil the truth behind Joy Behar's alarming statements on national television. Imagine a scenario where a TV host claims that the re-election of Donald Trump could trigger a series of catastrophic events. Putin invading Europe and the U.S. reinstating the draft for young boys. Sounds like a plot straight out of a dystopian novel, right? But this is the narrative being pushed to millions. Why would Behar push such dire predictions, and what does it really say about the state of our media? We're diving deep into the motives, the fear-mongering tactics, and the reality of Trump's potential return to office. You won't want to miss the revelations we have in store, nor will you want to skip out on the eye-opening final thought. This report isn't just news, it's a wake-up call to every American who values truth over hysteria. But before we dive into today's report, let's talk about being prepared. Much like ensuring our nation's security under strong leadership, personal safety is paramount. That's where the revolutionary concealed carry holster comes in. Not just any holster, it's designed for daily comfort and discretion, fitting 99% of semi-auto handguns. It's like the unwavering strength of America in your hands for your personal defense. Plus, with our special offer, you can get 30% off using the link below and snag a second holster at half off. Equip yourself and your loved ones. Don't wait. Secure this exclusive deal now. Remember, it's about being prepared in leadership and in life. Call now and take a stand for your safety. In an era where sensationalism often trumps truth, the statements made by Joy Behar on The View stand as a testament to the media's relentless campaign against former President Donald Trump. Behar's claim that a Trump re-election would lead to Putin invading Europe and the reinstatement of the draft targeting 13-year-old American boys is not only unfounded, but borders on the hysterical. This narrative, deeply entrenched in the fear-mongering tactics employed by certain media personalities, requires a thorough examination. Firstly, Behar's assertion relies on gross misinterpretation of geopolitical dynamics and a misunderstanding of Trump's foreign policy. During his presidency, Trump was often criticized for his unconventional approach, but was also acknowledged for avoiding new conflicts and pursuing peace deals, such as those in the Middle East. The leap to conclude that his re-election would result in a European invasion by Putin is a leap too far, unsupported by past actions or stated policies. Take a look.
And I wasn't here yesterday because all weekend I was ruminating about what he said about getting us out of NATO. I don't think that people understand what that means. You know, I saw this video of all these young MAGA guys celebrating Trump and well, you know what? You guys will be draft age. You want to start up with the Russians going into Ukraine and then to Crimea and then to Poland. What's next? France, Germany, Italy? You think Americans are not going to be involved in that kind of a war? That's what you're looking at with this guy. You know, I mean, I hate to bring up Hitler, but before Hitler became powerful, he stuck his little toe in. And the Brits and the Americans, everybody appeased him and said, he's not going to get worse. And then they gave over the Sudetenland to him. And then the next thing you know, he's invading Poland. And then he's occupying France. And then he gets Mussolini on his side. This is what Putin is going to do. It's very, very urgent that we not elect this man. It's not just about us. It's not about just the economy. It's about the world's geopolitical issue.
Well, that's precisely my point.
And these boys who are 13, 14, 15, they will be the ones to go. They will have the draft back again. I lived during the Vietnam War. My husband now had to join the National Guard to get out of it because, and those poor boys came back with Agent Orange, all sorts of...
My dad fought in Vietnam.
Horrible. Pardon me, what?
He fought in Vietnam, my dad.
My uncle did well and came back with Agent Orange and has been sick ever since.
And people don't know what it's like when you send boys to fight.
I think, Joy, you make...
End of speech.
Moreover, the idea of reinstating the draft, particularly for teenagers as young as age 13, is not only logistically improbable, but legally and ethically impossible under current U.S. law. The Selective Service System, as it stands, requires registration for men aged 18 to 25. Behar's comments not only spread unnecessary panic, but also demonstrate a lack of understanding of a system in place. Critically, Behar's role on The View increasingly resembles that of a political operative rather than a television host. Her comments, rather than fostering informed debate, often serve to inflame and polarize. This is indicative of a broader issue within segments of the media that prioritize sensationalism over substance, leveraging their platforms to propagate fear rather than foster understanding. The portrayal of Trump as a catalyst for global conflict overlooks the complexity of international relations and the multifaceted approach needed to navigate them. It simplifies the narrative to a dangerous extent, suggesting that the election of a single individual could cause global chaos. This reductionist view does a disservice to the audience, undermining their ability to engage in nuanced discussions about the challenges facing the world. Trump's foreign policy, while contentious, was characterized by a reluctance to engage in new foreign entanglements and a focus on American interests. The assertion that his leadership would inherently lead to conflict with Russia contradicts the administration's actual track record, which included sanctions against Russia and a tough stance on NATO contributions, demanding more from member states to ensure their own defense. The narrative pushed by Behar and echoed by her cohorts on The View is emblematic of a larger trend within certain media circles that seeks to demonize Trump at every turn. This relentless negativity serves not only to distort the public's perception of Trump's presidency, but also to stoke fear about his potential return to office. It's a strategy rooted not in factual critique, but in ideological opposition. Furthermore, the suggestion that Trump's presidency could lead to drafting of young boys into military conflict is a manipulation of the audience's fears. It preys on parental anxieties, painting a dystopian future that has no bias in reality. This kind of rhetoric is not only irresponsible, but dangerous, as it spreads misinformation and sows division among the American populace. Behar's comments reflect a broader issue with the state of political discourse in America. The polarization and sensationalism that dominate much of the media landscape do little to advance meaningful conversations about the country's future. Instead, they entrench divisions and perpetuate a cycle of fear and mistrust. In contrast to Behar's alarmist predictions, Trump's potential 2024 candidacy represents an opportunity for the continuation of policies that prioritize American strength and security. His administration approached the foreign policy characterized by a willingness to challenge long-standing norms and seek new avenues for peace stands in stark contrast to the caricature presented by his critics. The focus on American sovereignty and the emphasis on fair trade agreements, coupled with a tough stance on China, underscore a foreign policy that seeks to position America favorably on the world stage. These are not the actions of an administration seeking to diminish America's global standing or to recklessly engage in conflicts that would necessitate the drafting of its citizens. In conclusion, the narrative put forth by Joy Behar on The View is not only misleading, but reflects a deliberate attempt to undermine Trump's potential return to the presidency through fear-mongering and misinformation. The American people, we deserve better. We deserve a media landscape that prioritizes factual reporting and informed analysis over sensationalist speculation. As we look toward the future, it is imperative that we seek out voices that offer substance over spectacle and truth over fear. Before our final thought, an important message from our own Gary Franchi.
That's right. The countdown to the 2024 election is not just a measure of time, but a test of our discernment. And the Silent Coup is your manual for deciphering the complex web of political deceit and media manipulation. In these defining moments, knowledge is your fortress. Claim your copy and rise above the fray. The link to this critical resource is waiting for you in the description below. Now back to you.
Thanks for that, Gary. Make sure you tap the link in the description to secure Gary's new book, The Silent Coup. And now for our final thought. In our journey through the tangled web of political discourse, it's essential to sift through the noise and find the truth. Joy Behar's recent claims on The View represent more than just sensationalist rhetoric. They embody the profound disconnect between media narratives and reality. As we contemplate the future, let's remember the importance of strength, integrity, and sovereignty in guiding our republic. Trump's potential 2024 candidacy isn't just about one man's vision for America. It's about reasserting our nation's place on the world stage with confidence and resolve. Fear has no place in the hearts of the brave. And as Americans, we must rise above the doomsday predictions and focus on building a future that honors our values and upholds our security. Let's choose hope over fear, truth over fiction, and a strength over surrender. Thank you for watching. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe and tell a friend.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.